Well, good morning once again, or perhaps good afternoon, good midday, good evening. Hello, we're back. It is Garden America. If you are tuned in on Biz Talk Radio, this will be hour number 2. And again, Facebook Live, it's all one big happy show. Thank you for joining us. We took our little intermission break. We are back on Facebook now. Later on this afternoon, we will be on YouTube. Go to our YouTube channel, Garden America Radio Show. And there you go. A lot of good questions, comments, John. Hour number 1, if we want to go by Biz Talk Radio.
You know, Carla brought up a point, and I wanted to know if John runs into this.
I run into a lot of things now.
Do you have a well, or do you?
No.
Okay. So she brought up the point. She says, I haven't had my water on. I haven't watered for 2 months, and our water bill is the same as it was in the summertime. I mean, number one, water rates are changing.
Right.
But
It's like the gas company.
You water substantial amounts. So do you notice it on your bill when you don't water?
It's almost half.
So like right now, it's almost half.
It goes from 1,000 a month to 500 a month.
So you do notice it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a big amount.
To be technically correct, my wife notices.
You have no clue.
You notice how $1,000 nowadays is like nothing?
No, but yeah,
I mean, exactly. It is, but it's
no,
like.
So now, how much are you watering? Because we talk about this in the summertime. You're watering daily, if not sometimes twice.
Right. I have the water turned off.
So you haven't watered your roses.
The water's been turned off for about a month.
But what about and you haven't manually watered the roses?
No.
For about a month.
Right.
So you could argue to Shannon, you're spending $500 a month on water in the house. So
we have two houses also.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You gotta put a regulator down there on the lower house. And, you guys gotta cut back.
But so much of the water bill is not actual water.
Right. It's sewer.
Right.
Because you have to pay for the sewer.
Right.
And then there's
it's like when you pay for shipping and handling.
Yeah.
I don't mind you shipping it. Why are you handling it so much? Just ship it to me.
But yeah, I noticed that at my house where I can turn off the irrigation system, and I'm thinking like, wow, this is going to make a big.
You're going to save a lot of money.
I'm going to save a lot of money, and I don't. And I mean, I've got 2 kids. They're taking showers. They're running the sink,
right,
frivolously
and leaving it on.
Stuff like that. So, the big thing that I notice is the pool. In the summertime, when that evaporation. Mm-hmm. Every summer I go through this where I think there's a leak in my pool. Because I'll go out there and I'll fill it up. Right. And then 4 days later I'll go there. It's down that much. I'm like, there's got to be a leak.
I thought you had a pool cover.
I used to. Mm-hmm. Then I don't.
You lost interest.
Well, it's
a hassle.
It's a hassle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know how when you're all gung-ho to do something and you're real disciplined for a month or two or even a year and you go, why am I doing this?
Yeah. I didn't see the value in it.
Is it much easier just to fill it with water?
Oh, it's much easier to fill it with water, but I didn't see the savings. Like, number one, in the pool cover, I didn't see the evaporation decrease that much.
Is your gas and electric bill higher this time of year?
No, because our heat does not work.
well, here's the thing. We don't use heat. We just don't. And our bill is higher than it normally is last couple of 2 or 3 months. And we're doing the same things, kind of getting back to the water bill. Our habits haven't changed. And yet the bill's a couple $100 more than it usually is.
Well, the reason our utility bills are so high is because we don't have as many daycare centers as Minnesota.
Had to get that one in, huh? Bingo, zap.
All right. We've got a couple gardening questions from the last hour.
Okay, let's do it. Last hour questions.
Okay. Here's a fun fact. Daisy wrote, the red admiral is a butterfly native to the San Bruno Mountain in Bay Area and pollinates the succulents in the wintertime. That's cool because we were talking about why are the succulents blooming right now? What's pollinating them? And we bees. There's a lot of bees still out there and active. And she's saying that there's also butterflies.
Well, there's a lot of winter blooming succulents that are not native, though. Mm-hmm. So I guess they could pollinate those, but they wouldn't naturally do that, right?
No, and this might be only the native succulents to the San Bruno Mountain area, like you say.
Like there's yuccas and gavies. Agaves are only native to the New World. Did you know that?
No,
I did not
I did
know
not
that.
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do now.
Learn something
Victoria
new every day.
Victoria asked, and I think we can answer this pretty quickly, John. Just want to confirm that the best time to plant bare root roses is now.
Right now, and here's a tip. Have you ever heard of Francis Roses, Tiger?
Yes.
Okay, they're in Arizona, right? And they supply all the big box stores. They have, if you are a member of a rose society, you can go to Francis Roses, I think for the next 2 weeks, and get a 15% discount on bare root roses. And they have all the new roses out of Europe that are not available at any garden centers in the U.S. or any home improvement stores.
Really?
Yeah. So it's kind of neat. If you want to know about, they do a pretty good job of describing the rose too in nice pictures, but it's Francis like the name.
Like Francis Sinatra?
It's Francis like the Pope. And they're normally a wholesale grower, but they've opened up a retail online site, which I cannot remember the name of. But if you just Google Francis Roses, you'll find it.
I'll see if I can find it for you. So now is the best. I mean, I would say the other thing to do is, now is almost the only time you're going to find bare root, especially in Southern California and in California, because a lot of the bare root begin growing almost instantaneously. That you will only find bare root maybe up until late February, mid-February, but after that, they're in cans.
And the only reason you find them that late is because they haven't sold
Yeah,
somewhere
exactly.
else.
FrancisRoses.com.
Right. Do you see their website? It's two names, two people's names, somebody and somebody.
No, it just says FrancisRoses.com. Wholesale, but that's the only wholesale. Oh, here we go. Brands.
Right.
April and Ashley.
That's it. April and Ashley.
April and Ashley.
And that's their online site.
Okay. Shop rose bushes.
April and Ashley. Yeah, and it's all the newest breeding. It's some really fun stuff there. And they're kind of expensive. That's why I'm thinking if you can get 15% off, I might even go home and try it.
It's funny. These are bouquets. I was like, they're selling like bouquet roses, but maybe it's multiple roses. No, they also do cut flowers.
Right.
Yeah.
Bryan, Carla said that she found this out just this week, that if she stands on her head, spins around 3 times, and waves her arms, our show comes back up.
I thought that was common knowledge. Thank you for reminding us, Carla. But yeah, that we've been telling people how many months?
We've been trying to tell Tiger to.
That's what I do to get us live.
Yeah.
Can you at least try this, Tiger?
Exactly. That's what I do to get us live.
Are we caught up?
I think so.
How about that?
Look at that. We are live. We are caught up. We're answering questions.
Somebody posted something last show that I meant to comment on, but since
You forgot?
yeah,
Was there a comment on it? Like, meaning somebody made a comment?
yeah, I can't remember what it was.
What's that noise that keeps happening?
Little notifications, but I don't know what it is. We'll find out soon.
What happened here?
It's messenger, isn't it?
Something will happen. So, we did mention planting bare root roses. Along with that, though, also goes to planting bare root fruit trees.
Right.
You also find berries in the garden center. You'll also find things like strawberries and some of the other, things that kind of come along with those. In the bare root bushes, you'll find the Descanso hybrid lilacs here in Southern California. You'll find, the different ornamental trees, weeping mulberries. We mentioned weeping cherry before, but a weeping mulberry is a great patio tree that actually produces mulberries and stays compact.
It's break time.
All right.
Beautiful. Led
Yes.
right up to it. We're going to take a break for Biz Talk Radio, Facebook Live. Hang in there. Back after these messages. And again, we welcome you to Garden America. Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. All right, we are back. Let's do this, shall we? We've got 1, 2, 3 more segments to go here. Plenty of time. And again, we are, for the most part, caught up on the questions and comments. So chances are, if you give us a question or a comment, we're going to deal with it.
Yeah, Veronica from Spring Valley just joined us, so she didn't hear my apology at the beginning of the show.
The show regarding
The
how,
newsletter.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said she didn't even look at us at 8 because of that. But the nice thing is that you can always go back and watch the show, right?
YouTube this afternoon if you want. I mean, because the YouTube's good because all the edits are made.
Yeah.
There's no breaks. It goes from one segment to the other.
Yeah, but you can do Facebook. Also.
You could
It's
if
on there.
you're patient.
You know, we were talking about the warm weather, and usually tropicals and subtropicals don't grow in the winter, right? Mm-hmm. But last summer I planted a mango, and I was looking at it yesterday, and it's putting out all new leaves.
How fun.
The first leaves since I planted it.
Wow.
So I'm kind of wondering about that because...
If it gets cold,
yeah,
what's going to happen to those leaves?
I also planted a fiddle leaf fig.
Did you?
Yeah, I had one on my back patio, and it fell over probably 50 to 100 times from the wind, and I finally thought I'm just going to plant it.
Wow. That's, and people don't think about that because they see it as a house plant.
Right.
But if you bring it outside and adapt it to the outside area,
it does fine.
They grow great.
Yeah.
Almost too great. Pretty soon it'll be John's fiddle leaf fig home.
It does not grow as fast or as big as a banyan, though.
Exactly.
Which I noticed put out a branch over the winter so far that's 4 feet long.
I love how you're like, it's not just leaves, it's a branch. It's a whole branch. It's a whole section of tree.
Right.
Yeah.
I like figs in general, ficus in general.
Oh yeah.
There's so many different kinds. I visited a member of the Rose Society that lives in Ramona this week. I dropped some roses off that he had bought in the auction. First of all, I haven't been in Ramona in maybe 30 years.
Grown, hadn't it?
Huh? Oh my
grown.
gosh, it's huge.
It used to be like one intersection years ago, one stoplight.
It reminded me of Temecula. Yeah. I mean, heading in that direction. Yeah. But anyway, he has a really nice home with a great view. I think he said he's on 13 or 14 acres.
Wow.
And why was I telling you this story?
Because you were talking ficus.
Oh, yeah. He has edible figs.
Yeah.
40 different varieties.
Really?
Yeah.
We talked about edible figs a lot on our show.
Yeah.
And how, the
I
small,
really like
compact
figs.
ones.
And,
yeah. Different varieties, different flavors. And
the small ones were like what? Fig Nominal? Is that?
Fig Nominal and Little Miss Figgy. And,
yeah.
But I imagine out there in Ramona, which is, rural East County, San Diego, they probably have a lot of critters that love those figs, though. I mean, they're birds.
He has, birds is another thing he said. He has, he's a veterinarian.
Oh, wow.
But he likes birds, and he's probably got 15 different types of chickens, and each one is in a different pen.
Oh, wow.
So he keeps those separate. And then he's got cockatoos and toucans.
Does it really?
And emus.
Oh, fun.
And
emus are fun if you know what you're doing.
Well, I said, to me they had kind of an intelligent look about them. And I said, do they get a bad rap for being stupid? And he says, oh, no, they're stupid as heck.
That's funny.
And then I remembered we had visited a orchid grower, and he had this pen where the emu was, and he always had to keep the door open. And I said, why do you have to keep it open? He said, oh, if I closed it, it would just keep running into the door till it knocked itself out.
Oh, my goodness.
So
silly creatures.
They look nice to me, though, but he had about 10 of them.
This is a different, because the figs you're talking about that this gentleman grew, I'm assuming are, like you're saying, like the figs that we would eat.
Ficus carica,
Yeah.
right?
that
Right.
humans would eat normally.
Right.
But if you go to Morley Field, which is in Balboa Park,
Yeah.
the zoo has a partnership with the city, and they planted close to maybe 30, 40 varieties of ficus there. But these are more figs that are more for like the
Ornamental.
for the animals to eat, because there's because there's still the ficus, then we would consider them ornamental,
Right.
but their fruit is what a whatever animal eats, right?
Yeah.
Like that have those ficus native to their regions, because they need to have a secure food, because the zoo provides a lot of their own food,
Right.
But if that tree was to die, or they were to have a natural disaster, they need to make sure they have resources that they can tap into that are outside of their facilities. And so they plant these ficus farms kind of all around San Diego, just in the case of they were to lose their crop. They can go into Morley Field, get some of the food and stuff like that to sustain them.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's really neat. Like they have a good partnership with all of San Diego, and they have these areas where they grow certain plants in the situation that there was ever a disaster at the zoo. Yeah, but there's a lot of ficus out there. Yeah, back to your soon-to-be ficus home at John's. Well, 6 months later, let's see if your home is still there.
I like all kinds of ficus, but I'm thinking of maybe putting in some more edible varieties. But the drawback is that gophers love figs.
Oh, right.
Fig roots,
Yes.
not the fruit. I'd be happy to share the fruit with them. I caught 3 gophers last week.
Jeez.
I think with the cold or the wet weather softening the ground, they're becoming
active.
braver. Yeah.
See, and that was a funny thing. I remember, you talk about like people all have these theories. I remember somebody saying one time that if you keep your new plants watered well, that because the soil is wet, the gophers stay away from there. And
I don't think so.
that's true at all.
I think it encourage them.
I agree. I think that
it's a lot
the
easier to
soil is
dig, isn't it?
softer. Yeah,
They can
and
get around
they can
easier.
get through there better. Yeah. So, I think that they're just going to go where they want to go.
Veronica mentions that there's a yellow Italian fig that she says is so yummy, but I'm wondering if that's white Genoa or Cadota's kind of yellowish too, right? But
I don't know Cadota.
But white Genoa is a lighter fig.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really, really good figs out there.
Is that more of a Mediterranean plant?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And Italians especially
Right.
planted figs. And one of the big things in Detroit when I lived there was people planting a fig tree that they had brought over, maybe a cutting from Italy.
From Italy.
The old country.
Yeah, or they had a friend here, and a lot of figs are started from cuttings.
It is break time again, gentlemen.
All right.
Moving right along. 2 more segments after this one. Do stay with us. We're going to take a break and listen to these commercials if you're on Biz Talk Radio. And a thank you to Fertilome, our sponsor here on Garden America. Okay, back from that break. As I mentioned, 2 more segments. This will be the longer of the next 2 coming up. So still plenty of time to get involved and plenty of time for more conversation. More stimulating talk radio.
I mentioned this before, and then I kind of want to lead into another subject. But we were talking about figs before the break, and something that people don't always recognize, because figs have very large, usually thick, little leathery leaves.
Yes.
But those leaves are edible. And I went to a food event a while
I
back.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
I knew about
Oh.
grape leaves, but never fig
Yeah,
leaves.
fig. And I went to an event a while back, and the person fried them. So they put a little bit of batter on them. They fried them, and then they used that as the chip, the serving
Right.
of whatever dip or whatever they made with it. And you bit into the fig leaf with this puree or whatever they had on it. It was delicious. It was really good.
Fried figs.
But
You scoff, Brian.
No, I think it would awaken your taste buds.
I got
No
I got a
scoff.
question for you regarding, because we were talking about planting fruit trees. We were talking about roses, fruit trees this time of year. And something that you don't need, but some people that have smaller yards, is that idea of putting multiple fruit trees in the same hole.
Right,
We've talked about this before, right?
Right.
And how you can plant 3 or 2 like-minded trees in one hole, so that way you can get multiple crops
Right.
and different fruit in a small area. So, John, do they all have to be an apple, or do they all have to be a pear? Or
It's better if they are.
and
And the reason is they have, like you said, like-minded, that similar growth habits, right? So if you plant a peach with a pear or an apple, you're going to have all these different types of growth.
yeah.
So it's better if you're going to plant 3 trees in one hole, plant 3 peaches, for instance, with 3 different ripening dates.
So you can get an early, a mid, and then a late.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people think that, I only have room for 1 tree. What am I going to plant? If you're looking at a stone fruit, you actually have options there with
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So
Daisy said that she has to plant her fig trees in gopher-proof wire
yeah.
baskets, but it does help the trees stay small.
yeah.
And then the birds eat all the fruit anyway. It's like, go through all this trouble, and what do I get? The birds
Now-
are happy.
Now the birds that eat it, I see a lot of crows.
Yeah,
I see a
yeah.
lot of crows going after figs. Because maybe just where we are in San Diego.
They're smart. They've got a very
but
discerning taste.
yeah, but
Oh,
yeah.
they eat anything.
Yeah, but they're
They're like,
they're not picky.
yeah.
not picky, but they know what's good. They know what they like.
I think they know what you like.
Yeah,
And they eat
exactly.
that first.
That's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then whatever's left over, they know no one else is going to eat it. I can eat that whenever I want.
Or just because you see one picking off roadkill.
Yeah.
Oh,
so gross.
Cheryl, on the figs, Tiger, Cheryl said that you can make tea from the dried leaves.
Really?
Yeah.
A fig tea. I wonder what that would be like.
She said it's decent, which,
it's decent.
which sounds to me like it's horrible.
Not worth trying.
Right.
Yeah. So if I go to a tea shop and I see fig tea, I could pass.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you ask them, say, "What's it taste like?" And the response is going to be, "It's different.
it's decent.
It's decent. Yeah, it's
But I think a lot of herbal teas are that way.
Yeah.
You can drink them, but why?
Why?
I do like peppermint tea with honey.
That's your go-to tea right there.
What
What is peppermint tea? Is it still a camellia leaf with peppermint mint mixed into the blend? Do you know?
No. It's just plain peppermint, dried peppermint.
Mint.
Yeah.
And you just steep water, and then
Right.
that's your tea, and then you put a little bit
If
of
you
honey
go to
in it.
one of the herbal tea sections in the store,
It's just
peppermint's one
dried
of
peppermint.
the most common. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's your fave, huh?
Yeah.
Mine's the
it's
lemongrass. I have a lemongrass out here. I love lemongrass tea.
Do you put honey in it?
Yeah. It's good.
I rarely, I would say close to never eat honey on anything.
I take a teaspoon every morning.
Do you
Do you
really?
really?
Every morning.
Which one?
Which
Because
honey?
yeah, because that's
Raw-
you have to be specific. You don't just do any honey, do you?
No, why? But it's raw. It's raw honey. I mean, it's. I don't. When
But
you
do you
say,
buy like a local one or?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that comes from backcountry.
Do you?
Just like if you'd stop by a fruit stand.
You do?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. See, because like that's the thing they talk about honey. You should buy local because it helps your body be more resistant to what's.
It's supposed to be
locally-
good for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing it for just over a year. Every morning.
Really.
It's a routine. Yeah.
I think vinegar's supposed to work too.
And they and they say olive oil too.
Olive oil, yeah. Olive oil's good. What
Was there
I
a
gonna-
question?
I was just thinking of something, though. People taking a teaspoon every day of honey. You don't do bee pollen then?
You mean
Isn't
like-
bee pollen another thing
It's
that
supposed to
Yeah.
be good for you.
Supposed to be good. Yeah.
Again, if you get, they say that with that bee pollen, that honey, if you get it local, you will be more resistant to the natural allergens in your
In your area.
because your body builds up the natural resistance of those allergens from,
Yeah, you're right.
that local source stuff.
Right.
So, when you go outside, you're not going to be, I got, sinuses from
Yeah.
grass or wherever it is that you live, maybe cherry blossoms or whatever. But, yeah, so it's supposed to be really good for you. That's funny. I don't think I've ever met anybody that takes honey every day.
Yeah, a spoonful every morning.
That's
I
funny.
read up on it a little bit. I said, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try it.
And you're like, honestly,
yeah.
like it's good. So it's not like, some of the stuff you take, you're like olive oil. I'm not going to shoot that.
and
every day.
usually-
Like, that's not good.
Anything that sweet that's not honey is not good for you. Of course, it's sugar. We know that. But you're like you're saying, it is good for you.
Yeah.
But anything in moderation.
Yeah, you're not drinking a
No, I'm
pint
not
of
doing a
it.
gallon of it.
Carla also mentions that anything is good if you fry it.
That is
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Hey, Victoria wants to know, Tiger, the best way to grow lemongrass.
Uh-huh.
Her soil is clay, so she puts a lot of things in pots.
Yeah.
Would that grow in clay, or
Yeah.
would that have to be in a pot too?
No. It grows really well in almost,
Anywhere.
a wide variety of soils.
Yeah.
The area that I have is actually pretty heavy clay too, so it
Oh.
grows just fine. But it doesn't.
Doesn't it get big though,
It does get big, but it's super easy to just chop down and then,
like pampas
Yeah,
grass?
exactly. But it stays contained. It doesn't run.
Okay.
It's all
Right.
one plant. But I would say the only area you would want to avoid is any kind of low-lying area, because I did find if it's
Oh, could rot.
boggy or it will rot out real quick. So mine is situated on a slope a little bit above the low-lying area, so I know that the roots aren't sitting in water too much, because you talk about clay, you talk about, oh well, it stays wet all the time, which is not bad, but it doesn't like to be in a boggy situation. So if you have flat clay soil, you might want to amend it with some good planting mix or something like that, just to prevent it from being too wet. Yeah.
Off on a tangent real quick, somebody sent me an email this week and said that we were talking about a short story contest that I was going to enter. If anybody, you have till February 1st to enter. If you've never been published, it's called Masters Review.
Yeah.
So if you just go to Masters Review, you can see it. And I was telling Bryan during the break,
6,000 words or less?
as long as you're less than 6,000 words, you can enter.
That's a short story. 6,000 words or less is a short story.
That's what it's called, the short story contest.
What is 6,000 words? Give it to me in pages.
Single
space.
A chapter, right?
Single space, 10 font or whatever the
12
normal.
pages.
Oh my gosh, that's not a short story.
Single page.
Single space.
Single space.
You said it was like a chapter.
Well, I was
in the
thinking.
book.
I was thinking of double space.
Gotcha. So 6 pages.
6 pages. Yeah.
That's short, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can breeze through that.
I remember I was talking with Isaac about writing essays, because he's getting to the point where he has to start writing reports and stuff. He's 10. I'm like, oh yeah, in college you have to write 10-page reports and essays. And
And
stuff.
when I was in
He's
college,
like, what? I have to write a 2-page one.
yeah, but when
Dude,
I
you
was
got
in
AI and
college,
Google.
they didn't have AI.
Yeah.
We had to write it ourselves.
Exactly.
You
Longhand.
actually had to go to the library.
Right.
You had to leave your house
Oh.
and get that library card. I remember kids when I think I got mine in first grade, and you're all excited. I got my library card. And then when you're 16, I got my driver's license. And then when you're in your 60s, I got my Social
AARP,
Security, my AARP.
AARP card.
So life is about cards, John. And we're going to take a break. Let's take a break now, shall we?
All right.
We have one more segment
One more
coming
spot.
up.
Last
So
one.
a lot happening. So again, thank you for joining us, those on Biz Talk Radio, Facebook Live, our regular crew. I'm Bryan Main, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, back after these Biz Talk Radio messages here on Garden America. Well, some said it wouldn't happen. Others said we have confidence in you. We have made it to the last segment, the final segment of this show, broadcasting originally on January 2nd, 2026. I'm sorry, January 3rd, right? Yeah, January 3rd.
Do you know something that used to be a problem and now is not a problem anymore?
Me.
Well, I don't know if not a problem
Okay.
would fit that.
Yeah.
But do you remember that every time you went into a new year, you would always write the wrong year on,
On your
check.
Oh, yeah.
For the first month or two, yeah.
Right. Now nobody writes checks anymore,
yeah.
so it's not
I
a
don't even know
problem.
the date. Nobody even keeps track of the date anymore.
Brian just said it was January.
Third. I think I said second, but
You
it's the
did
third.
say second.
It's the third.
I
I
had to
corrected
stop there
myself.
for a second. Hey, quickly back to the lemongrass. Victoria wants to know, full sun?
Yes.
Yeah.
Full sun.
Should be in
Yeah.
full sun.
Yeah. Don't put
Especially
it in shade.
on the coast.
Yes.
So
exactly.
don't plant it during an eclipse, right?
Correct.
Because then it's just partial
and
sun.
make sure you take off your left shoe.
Yeah.
And then you'll catch our show. Veronica says that she has a rose question. A few months ago, she had a volunteer rose that came up,
Fine.
and it's got a huge, great-smelling flower, but it's in a broken pot. Can she move it to a better pot now, or wait till when? No, move it now.
Yes.
Cut it back, move it now, and it should bloom in April when everything else blooms.
You know what I was just looking at? The rose question reminded me of it. And if I disconnect one of these cameras, maybe I'll show it. Because from here, you can see the Peggy Martin rose.
Oh.
Right here. So you see it growing right there along that fence.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if you can see the soil below it, but I'm starting to create a path down to this lower area, right?
Uh-huh.
And I have to cut some of those roots of the Peggy Martin rose. And I'm like not worried about it right now because, you know,
No, this time of year,
I-
right.
I could cut away at those roots and nothing's really going to be bad.
Right.
But did you know, and I'm sure you did, but that rose produces runners. Like there's plants that start from
Suckers,
that,
yeah.
suckers that
Yeah.
start from that. And I was down there. I was like digging, and I'm like, wait a minute. Here's the plant, and 3 feet away I'm digging. And it's a new rose from that one
It'll just pop
that
up?
is coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very tenacious rose. I mean,
Yeah.
everything about that rose screams, try to kill me, right?
I wish Tiger would water it once in a while.
Right? It gets enough water from all this rain.
It looks like it's
Yeah.
underneath it, the ground looks moist, doesn't
Well,
it?
It
this time of
it
year.
just rained 3 inches.
Yeah, but it looks more
I'm
moist
just
than the
thinking
ground
of
around
summer,
it.
though.
Yeah. But yeah, so like you're saying with roses right now is the time to manhandle them. Do whatever
Right.
you need to do. You know, trim them, cut the roots, transplant them, because it's almost like you can't go wrong because they should be, somewhat dormant. And there's enough cool weather. and
Looking
water.
at this hill right
Yeah.
here,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're going to put there. But if you want roses, rugosa roses would be good for that.
Oh, right.
Because they spread, by runners and they grow in sand.
I'm going to actually terrace this. This is going to be probably 2-3 levels.
That's very ambitious.
Yeah. And I'm going to do like some small fruit trees and some plumerias down here.
But nobody really sees what's going on back here,
No,
do they?
not unless you're going to
No,
be
it's
sitting
for
here.
us.
in a-
Well, all
yeah.
we got to
Well,
do
it's
is
for our show.
Yeah, it's good for the
That's the way to
show.
look at it, right?
We can see what's going on.
So hopefully by this summer, I'll have it completely like terraced and stuff, and then be able
Is
to
that your property next
No.
door? How come you have a gate to it?
Because in the past they stopped their gate a little bit farther up the hill, so we had access to the canyon, and
Oh.
then just recently they put that other gate down there, and they let the kids go through there and then go through there to go to the canyon if they want to. So
What's down there?
in the canyon, there's a creek at the very bottom, and other than that, it's just a
Coyotes,
trail.
rabbits, squirrels.
Speaking of coyotes,
trail.
Jesse, my son, came over yesterday and said that Kenna got up in the morning and called him to come out, and she had looked out the front door. She was going to let her dogs out.
Yeah.
And there was 11 coyotes.
11?
11 coyotes.
Where is this, in Texas?
No,
this
in
is
my
at
house
his
in
house.
Fallbrook.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I had
And-
asked you one time if you ever saw any coyotes, and you said you had,
Occasionally.
but 11.
11. And by the time he got out, he said he saw him running away, and there was still he saw 4 or 5 towards the end of it. Yeah.
We've got coyotes too in our area, but I've never seen one.
Yeah,
But the
usually
neighbors
they're
who
one.
the neighbors
You'll
who
see one.
who walk their dogs and stuff, like in the morning early, they say, "Yeah, the coyotes are out."
And you'll see one in your area.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
But,
right.
like that's
11.
A pack. That's
That's a
intense.
gang.
Yeah. Serious. That's some serious business.
They have leather jackets on.
Really?
There's a gang. They have 2 dogs, and one's a huge German Shepherd that's about 10 times the size of any coyote. And the other is a smaller German Shepherd whose name is Wiley.
Beautiful.
But Wiley was almost killed by a coyote.
Jeez.
And $2,000, $3,000 later in veterinarian bills.
Serious.
It's wild and but still alive and happy, I guess. Veronica likes your terrace idea.
Yeah.
She said it's going to be nice.
It's going to be great. Really maximize the use of space and plant stuff on there that I want to use, and it'll be easy to get to and all that. So I like it.
You could grow edibles back there and bring them in to eat.
Yeah, but it's far in the back. It's not easy to get to.
But what I'm saying is if you grow something that's not really eye appealing, that's more like something that you would eat or something that you could use for whatever, but not really eye catching. Back here would be the place.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Like that's where I'll put like an apricot tree. I want an apricot tree. Like apricots are great. You just pick off, you eat. They're delicious. They're easy to grow here,
and they're not easy to buy in the store.
Right. In the ones you get in the store, they will not compare to the ones that you can grow in your house. So that'll be an apricot tree and maybe a few other things like that. But
I'm fascinated with. We've talked about this before. Pomegranate trees.
You know what? We're getting close to the end.
All right.
Yeah, look at
wrap it up.
7:48. 7.
Right. Oh.
Can you remember? Now next week, keep that
pomegranate trees.
I'll be
pomegranate.
You'll have to remember for
pomegranates. Hey, that's going to do it. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. First show in 2026. We appreciate you being there. Thank you to all the good folks, Stephanie and her team at Biz Talk Radio, keeping Garden America alive, syndicated nationally, and again on Facebook Live.
Happy New Year,
Happy
everybody.
New Year. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your week, and we'll do it again next week right here from the Pool House Kitchen here from Tiger's Place in San Diego, California. Enjoy yourself. Have a good week, and see you next time here on Garden America. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for tuning in on Biz Talk Radio. We give you 2 hours depending upon your market, so hopefully if you don't get 2 hours on Biz Talk Radio, the first hour, second hour, that's fine too. You'll still learn a lot and hopefully take part by going to our Facebook page, Garden America Radio Show. Tune in 8 o'clock on the West Coast, 11 o'clock Eastern Time Zone. You can take part, ask questions, make comments, and be part of the show. Okay, Dana says you were fine but went away, but we came back. That was one of our new breaks we tried out, where we take a break and just go away completely and then reappear. What do you got for me, John? Oh, I thought you were handing me something.
No, I was going to hand this to Tiger. I don't know what's going on now.
But we are back. We are live.
So did you break any New Year's resolutions?
I don't make New Year's resolutions for that very same reason.
Because you break them?
No, I never have. I don't. That's pressure. If I decide to do something, I'm just going to do it. It could be March 7th, and I decide to do something. I've never looked at the New Year as a fresh start in that regard.
It's, I wonder where this whole New Year resolution thing came about. Because like you're saying, it's a new year. It's an opportunity to restart things, right? And it's kind of like sometimes, spring. Let's talk about spring.
Okay.
When it comes to gardening, Mother's Day on the East Coast. Oh, that's the first day you can start. Right.
That's weather related, right?
Right.
Okay.
So, obviously there's things like you're saying, weather related, plant related, time, all that you can only do certain things at a certain time. You can only start things after a frost or before it gets too hot or before it gets too cold. Where with New Year, I kind of feel like you can, like you say, you can kind of start anytime.
Yeah.
If you want to get healthy, you can do that in March.
Right.
If you want to stop, eating chocolate, you can do that in July.
It's psychological, though, because you always put it off, right?
Yeah.
You always intend to do something.
So
it's like dividing cymbidiums. I intended to divide mine for like 6 years before I finally brought him here and let you do it.
Yeah, I was the catalyst for it.
Right.
Yeah.
The quote of the week, by the way, refers to what you were talking about. And the quote was from Mark Twain. And he said, "Now is the accepted time to make your regular annual good resolutions. Next week, you can begin paving hell with them as usual."
Yeah.
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
You know who loves this time of year?
Who?
Gym memberships.
Oh, right. Everybody buys
come
it.
on in. $1.
Come on in.
Your first month, $1.
Yeah. Get you locked in on auto
Get
pay.
you locked in an auto pay? Absolutely.
Yeah, you're going to keep coming.
Have you seen the ads where there's an app now that shows you what your subscriptions are?
Yeah.
And you can cancel
So you
them
can-
from the app.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the way the app or the ad goes is they'll go up to someone, how many subscriptions do you have? Oh, 3. And they'll show them the app. They go, you've got 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you look at your monthly statement?
No.
See, that's...
Trust.
Gosh.
It's a-
Carla had a good idea for the newsletter for this week. She said I should have saved it for April Fool's.
that is a good idea. Oh, that's funny. But
Are you back in business at Mission Hills Nursery?
we are back in business as a nursery, not as a Christmas tree lot. Yeah.
Oh, my
Is
God.
the
I saw
Christ-
your Christmas tree out in the front,
Yeah. Ready to take it to get recycling.
bagged up and ready to go.
Is the area where the Christmas trees were filled back up yet?
Not yet.
How long does
But-
that take?
Well, this year we have a little bit something different. So we had that big shade structure, and it's gotten old. And after that last windstorm, it started to get a little lean to it. So kind of a preventative measure, we took it down and we're going to rebuild it. So it's going to take us another week. So normally, like you're saying, we would be filling it up right now and kind of probably be full by this point in time.
Did it have the capability of falling down on somebody?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The insurance company wouldn't take too kindly to that, would
Yeah,
they?
exactly.
The weather, and you mentioned this before a couple weeks ago, that it's been really mild this year for us. You know, we've had no really cold weather, but usually, at least in past years, we would have this rainy part of the year in January and sometimes February, and then it would get really cold afterwards, and you'd even have a frost.
Right.
And I remembered everybody always wanted to be the first people to bring in hibiscus and bougainvillea and marigolds, petunias, and then they freeze.
Yeah.
So I guess the reason I'm bringing it up is I know a lot of the box stores
We'll bring that in.
will bring that stuff in too, and also right now tomatoes and peppers
Yeah,
and
because there's no risk for them.
no risk for them, but don't plant that stuff now.
No, it's like you're saying.
Yeah.
There's no risk for them.
Right.
They sold it to you.
Right.
But-
Our people in Northern California know, but I'm thinking down here in Southern California where we rarely have a frost. But the ground, even if we don't have a frost, the ground's just
cold.
too cold
Yeah.
to grow that stuff.
Did do you know where my little spoon tomato volunteer is on the way down coming?
Yeah.
Have you
That
looked?
huge plant?
Yeah. Did you see it now?
No.
It's massive. So I mean, that's Southern California for us that we just don't know. We just don't know our seasons.
and you
We
know
don't-
what?
The plants don't know what they're doing.
We may have a week or so of in the 70s.
Yeah.
In January, February, March, whatever, and then people go, "Oh, I think I will plant that tomato. I think I will." You know, it's a false sense of because it's going to be cold again.
Yeah.
we did this.
We're not even cold yet.
No, it hasn't really started yet.
Yeah.
But I remember last year because you gave me a hard time when I said we were in July, I think.
Yeah.
And I said something like, "You know, it really hasn't gotten that hot this summer yet. Here we are. It's almost August." And it's not that hot. And then you said, "Don't say that."
Yeah.
And sure enough, August, September, October.
Well, I mean, John, you mentioned, people go and buy those plants and then they're unsuccessful and they blame it on themselves. Like we're talking about, like they think it was something they did. Like, oh, I didn't water enough or I watered too much or, oh, I didn't provide enough sunlight. No. It's just the complete wrong time of year, and that's where we were talking about, like with gardening, you have to wait for the right season because it's impossible to grow. It's impossible to make a dormant fruit tree have leaves in February.
Is that like waking a sleeping bear?
I don't know. I've never woken one. Have you?
Oh, haven't you?
No.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Good times?
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, Joyce says that her tomato plant that gave her one tomato in the summer is producing tomatoes now.
Yeah.
I noticed the same thing, but the flavor's not as good
No.
because of the cold weather.
Yeah.
That's why you never put tomatoes in the refrigerator. It just takes away the taste.
Yeah. So bland. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I'm. Did you have any damage on your patio from this last storm?
No damage. Plants. This last one, no. Usually the wind blows everything
Right.
over. No, just real
Because we had
wet.
a little bit of wind before
We had,
this one.
And we had more, like John said in the text, we had more rain this time.
Yeah, we did. And did you have any damage, John? Nothing.
No, except for the strong winds.
Right.
I had a branch break off that Dombea
Oh, really?
that's in the front, and then trying to think. I had a lot of pots blow over,
But nothing
but
broke in half,
yeah,
damaged-wise,
no.
plants-wise.
Hey, it is. We're going to make a resolution right now to take a break.
Let's do it.
So break time for our friends on Biz Talk Radio, Facebook Live. We're coming right back. Do stay with us. It is Garden America. Tiger Palafox. I'm Bryan Main. John Bagnesco. Thank you for joining us as we continue, and Happy New Year to you. We got the go-ahead from our floor manager, our producers, our directors that, yes, go ahead and start. We are back here on Facebook Live, Biz Talk Radio. It's Garden America. Having a good time. And again, we thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Fruit Alone, our major sponsor, and all the other sponsors you hear on Biz Talk Radio.
Tiger Cheryl was agreeing with you. She volunteers as master gardener, or when she was. She said that people would tell her all the time that they had a black thumb. And the reason was just what you were saying. They'll buy something at a box store thinking that the real retailer knows this is time to plant it.
Yeah.
And they take it home and it dies.
I mean, I hate this, we do this all the time, but I mean, they even think sometimes they bring in plants that shouldn't even be planted in San Diego.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you'll go in there and you'll be like, oh, what do you mean they have dogwoods here?
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Or peonies.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
what? Are you kidding
Or
me?
some of the conifers that
Yeah.
don't grow here.
Yeah.
Veronica says that her son gave her some viridiflora tulip bulbs, allium ping pong bulbs, and a giant
Where's
allium pinball
Spring
wizard
Valley.
bulb.
Spring Valley, right, John?
No, this is Victoria. You're thinking of Veronica.
Oh, I thought you
Spring Valley.
said. I thought you said.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Where's
okay.
Victoria at?
I don't know. That's what I was going to ask.
Because I love if she's in San Diego. I've
Yeah.
tried the alliums.
Yeah, they're just not going to grow.
yeah.
Same thing on the tulips. So,
Yeah.
so it would be nice to know. But she could be in a cold part
Yeah,
of the
where
country.
they would thrive because Victoria alliums are one of my faves for sure. They have so many varieties, different looking ones,
But they're your
giant
nemesis.
ones. Well, it's again not even a nemesis. It's an impossibility for Southern California to grow them here. It's just not going to happen. So
Hey,
I'd have to move.
our buddy John from Southland Sod
Oh,
said that the right plant in the right spot is 95% in determining success and the timing, right timing.
Yep.
The reason I bring it up is because I think you're finally going to put some sod in at my house, right, in a
Right.
couple weeks.
exactly. It'll start absorbing that water real quickly for you. nice green area when you walk out there.
Where are you putting the sod?
Right
in the
off
front?
Of his, no, in the back, off of his patio.
Okay.
So what type am I going to should I
Well,
use?
So I think
I don't want I don't know if they still have that. I don't know what they call the triple dwarf now, but
Marathon 3.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Marathon
Marathon
2, and then there's Marathon 1.
Yeah.
So the rate of growth is the rate of growth and height is the difference between
Is that the numbers?
three. Yeah.
Okay.
So Marathon 1 is like the standard fescue, and you have to mow it more often.
Maybe 2, right?
I think 2.
Okay.
It really has
You're
to
going to
do
be
with
mowing it, right?
well, yeah, but like it really has to do with like
But
foot
the reason
traffic
I
and
bring that up,
recovery.
so every 2 weeks would be okay for marathon too.
yes.
Okay, perfect.
But I'm concerned with rabbits.
I like foot traffic and recovery.
Yeah.
So far no rabbits.
Yeah, so I mean that's what I'm saying. If you have no rabbits,
Yeah.
I'd say Marathon 2 is going to be great. But if you have rabbits, I would almost be concerned and say almost Marathon 1.
I usually don't have rabbits for long. If I do have them,
There you can get rid of them. And so and you want a fescue lawn versus some kind of like Bermuda or anything like that, right?
oh, Victoria was. Oh, I'm changing the subject really quick just because Victoria popped up. She's in Oceanside.
No.
I don't think that those bulbs are going to work for you, Victoria. However, if you refrigerate them before you plant them,
Tulips.
yeah, I don't know about the alliums. Maybe
I don't know.
Aren't you supposed to do that?
you
to
tried
tulips?
you refrigerated yours and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? You can
Prove us wrong.
Prove us wrong.
Here's
Victoria.
the thing, like most of us, all three of us at one time or another.
Oh, yeah, we
they said
all-
it couldn't be done. Really, I'll do it.
I think I spent like $40 in alliums.
You know,
like just to try
it.
out.
You know what? Try it.
Did you do that after we went to
England?
England?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I had a huge
At the
bowl.
Hampton Court
Yeah.
Flower
That's all he was
Show.
thinking about on the plane ride home.
Well, they had a booth that was only alliums, right?
Just spectacular.
Yeah.
Just really cool. Really cool stuff. Yeah.
And that was the reason I got you the Brunsvigia.
Yeah, because that's
That's as close to an allium bloom as you could find.
Yeah, that what we can do here.
You just didn't know you had to wait 10 years to get a bloom.
But they grow so easily, which is nice. At least it's not hard to grow. I don't have to dig it up and refrigerate it or give it special food or anything.
Now, Rochelle says that she planted 2 alliums after that trip to
Oh,
England.
nice.
And she said they've multiplied and they're doing well.
Oh, good for her.
But she's in Blossom Valley
Yeah,
where
a
it's a
little
little colder.
Yeah. Yeah, Blossom Valley, was she? I
Hamul?
thought she was Hamul, no? Or is she Blossom Valley?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, she's always
I mean, no matter what, it's eastern, a
Right.
little bit cooler. So.
Right.
So when you had your store in Alpine,
Yeah.
perhaps you give people a little different direction in terms of what they may be able to do because it gets cold.
Oh, yeah. We had all kinds of really cool stuff
Yeah.
in Alpine because, Alpine, the city of Alpine would get snow, once every 10 years?
Yeah.
And then you drive maybe a little bit 15 minutes east
then
and
you
you're
got
in
more-
the snow.
you're in snow.
So, much different environment
Yeah.
for them. They can grow some really neat stuff that does go fully dormant. They were growing like really neat cherries and stuff up there too.
We had I lived in Alpine for a couple of years. We had a cherry tree.
Yeah.
It was on the property when we bought it.
So,
before your time.
I see the wheels turning over there. What's going on?
I was just thinking about for a while here in San Diego County, they were bringing in weeping cherries.
Yeah.
And they just didn't do well here.
Not even like you're saying, they were just flowering.
Yeah.
They weren't even fruiting.
Right. Right.
Over a while.
But my daughter planted one when she lived in Temecula, and it did well there because of the cold winters, I guess.
That is some of the weird stuff, right? That you think about because, one of my favorite trees is the Japanese maple. And they just don't do well here in Southern
Right.
California,
Right.
San Diego specifically. We can talk about the water, we can talk about the weather. But, you can go to Temecula, you can go to Fresno, in some of those areas, and they get even hotter, but they also get the colder. And those do beautifully up there. It's just different. Just a little different. Yeah.
Linda in Redding says alliums are on her wish list, but they should be fine, right?
Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless it's too hot.
Well, but then you can always get away with putting them in an area that maybe is a little protected, part shade.
Part shade.
Yeah. So
I know that.
depends on how long it's going to take them to grow to bloom, right? If you can get them before it gets too hot.
Right. I know in San Diego, even when you would refrigerate tulips, they would recommend planting them in the shade because even if they did bloom, hot sun would knock the blooms out in 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Because you can always get that hot weather.
Yeah. And another thing that's happening right now, especially in Southern California, with all of our water restrictions and changes in how we water, is the plants that are accustomed to like a rainfall water, plants that are accustomed to being washed off, and they absorb water through the foliage, and
Right.
when they collect it on the foliage, it directs it right down to the basal part of the
Right.
plant. Well, we've switched to drip and all these other systems of watering,
Right.
so the plants don't respond well to that. Sometimes they'll grow for 2 or 3 years just fine, and then all of a sudden you go out there, it's dead. And it's because it in long term it didn't like that style of watering.
Succulents and cactus love the winter rain.
Yeah.
That's when they renew.
Yeah.
I don't know did you see the picture I put of my
Baby toes? Your stones?
it was
you posted
close.
one.
I put a new one this week. It was the Titanopsis.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, I have to pull that picture up for you.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool because it's blooming now too, but this one has yellow blooms.
So on a succulent that's blooming through the wintertime, the reason why it's blooming to get it pollinated. What is pollinating those in the wintertime? Is it bees?
That was in the newsletter.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super pretty.
Isn't that cool?
Is it bees still through this time of year, do you think? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
got to be
Yeah.
matching with some kind
My
of...
grevillea, I have a spider net grevillea. Last week I went out and looked at it. It had 100 bees on
Humming.
it.
It was just
Yeah,
humming.
yeah, it was really full. You know, we had Sam in Hollywood sent in a picture this week of a toyon. The heteromeles are beautifolia.
Yeah, the red berries.
Yeah, and what's cool about that, and you probably knew this, but that's where the name Hollywood comes from, was the native toyon that were all over the hills.
You know what it was called before Hollywood?
Well, I know the sign used to be Hollywood Land.
Right, because of real estate.
Right.
Hollywood Land to sell real estate back in the 20s and 30s.
What do you mean?
Well, it was called Hollywood Land.
Right.
And Hollywood Land was put up on the mountain there to push real estate. You know, buy property in Hollywood Land.
Oh, okay.
And then the land fell down, and they
Yeah.
never
They're
put
just
it
like,
back
never
up.
put it back up.
Left-
Is that
yeah.
true, really?
Yeah.
And then years after that, the Hollywood sign was in disrepair, and somebody put a lot of money into it, donated a lot of money to get it fixed.
Yeah.
But the you would think Hollywood is for holly, like ilex.
Yeah.
And
No. Toyon.
yeah, toyon.
Hey, break time. How about that, huh? Biz Talk Radio break time, Facebook Live break time. So keep those cards and letters, questions, comments coming on Facebook Live. We do appreciate it. Garden America is going to take a break, so back after these messages, Tiger. You good with that?
Sounds good to me.
Good with that, John? Okay, we're going to do that right now. Garden America, back after these messages here on the Garden America Radio and Entertainment Network. We are back from the break. Welcome one and all. If you're a longtime listener, a longtime viewer, or a first-timer, you're welcome. Everybody's welcome
Everybody
here.
is welcome. here.
Everybody is welcome.
Ask away. Ask a question.
Yeah, ask away. That's right. Oh, by the way, if you're tuned in on Biz Talk Radio, this is the final segment of hour number 1. And, of course, you know the drill. News coming up, top of the hour. We're back at 6 minutes after, if your market carries hour 2.
And if you are going to ask a question, you know, and via our radio listeners too, you can go on to our Facebook and ask questions there
Absolutely.
as well.
Even if we're not broadcasting.
Yeah, because we love to be able to answer people's questions, hopefully solve problems. But one of the things we were just talking about in the show was a lot of things garden related are also weather or location related. So,
Right.
So please include your city that you live in, just so that way it helps us determine
The climate.
whether
right.
you'll be successful, whether you not be successful, or just a few other things about it. You know, going into this week from San Diego, it's so funny how a week ago they were talking about that storm. Oh,
Yeah, right.
that storm pushing in a week ago was going to be a big one.
Right.
We needed to be ready.
We got very little rain.
And
Very
we got
little.
very little rain.
Right.
And this storm,
They didn't build it up.
They didn't touch on it at all. They were like, oh, we're gonna have some rain. We're gonna, get ready.
Maybe,
Like,
yeah.
maybe. And
And
it dumped on us.
Yeah, and it's still supposed to dump the next 2 or 3 days, right?
Well, you were
They
saying
So they
jinxed it.
say.
They jinxed it.
Brian was saying, under promise and over deliver.
That's right, exactly.
So
who knows?
So what I was getting at though with this, looking at the weather thing though, I will say for anybody in the Southern California area, I would say you're pretty safe to turn off your irrigation system for about a month. Like we are wet,
Right.
Yeah.
and it hit a large area. Like
Right.
this is sometimes we get rain and it's like, oh, it just hit the inland
Right.
area.
And not for containers, though.
Oh yeah, not for containers, not for containers, but in the ground you can turn off. And then John coming, not you, John, but the John that was joining from Southland Sod.
Right.
People don't think about that, but this is a great time to let that grass roots really drive into the soil deeply. So you do want to let them not get supplemental water. So that way the roots go and tap into that nice damp soil about a foot or two down, because that's going to make the grass strong later on. Where if you keep watering it right now, the roots won't go down very far, and then it's shallow roots, and your grass later on will dry out much easier. So,
Hey, quickly back to we were talking about Hollywood. Your friend Perry says that Alice Cooper started a campaign to renovate the sign.
That was Alice Cooper. Remember I said somebody donated?
Alice
yeah.
in Chains? Alice Cooper?
No, Alice Cooper.
Isn't that who's Alice Cooper?
You'd come. Oh, stop.
The singer.
Yeah, the singer. Yeah.
Isn't that Alice in Chains?
No, that's completely different.
Alice Cooper is
Alice Cooper with a black makeup.
right. What was that? Kiss?
No.
Where's that? Which
No.
band?
No. Can we stop? Pause the show for a
Aren't
second.
they all the same?
No.
Which band?
Alice Cooper. He's just Alice Cooper.
No, he's
And
not. He's in a band.
Well, he has a band, but he's Alice Cooper. It's not like there's the name of the band. Go ahead, look it up.
Are you using the right pronoun?
I'm using an anti-pro noun.
You're anti-noun.
There he is.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
American singer unknown, raspy voice. Let's see here. Poison. School's out. Love that. It's just Alice Cooper?
Yeah, basically.
Really?
And
He
got
wasn't in a band?
But it's a whole show. He's got guillotines and all these weird things.
I knew who he was.
Do you know
I thought
who-
he was in a band.
Do you know who he was good friends with back in the early 70s? Is Groucho Marx. And you think, that's random. Groucho recognized what he
that
did.
you know that.
Groucho Marx recognized that what he did was kind of vaudevillian, kind of vaudeville.
Yeah.
And he, believe it or not, at his age, kind of dug what he was doing. I got another Alice Cooper story, but I know this is a garden show.
Yeah.
Tanya brings up a good question. She says, the newsletter said to prune roses in January.
Mm-hmm.
Does that also apply to iceberg roses?
Well, remember, the newsletter also said we were off this week.
She said hers still have leaves and a couple flowers. Should she wait to prune? You can wait a few weeks if you want, but really, I pruned 200 roses this last week.
Mm-hmm.
So 1,500 more to go and I'll be done. But yeah, now's the time in San Diego, especially. Maybe not so much up in San Jose, but because it does get a little cooler sometimes. But they've had mild weather too,
Right.
so the roses haven't gone dormant. So you kind of have to force them. Just cut them back.
Why not? It's not going to hurt it. Right? Like,
Well,
I mean,
you've got to do it sometime.
well, that's what I'm getting at, though, is like, there's no negative to cutting it back now.
No
or
downside.
waiting a month. But if you do wait too long, let's say you waited until March and you didn't cut it back, and then you cut it back in March, what's going to be the negative effect?
Well, you'll be way behind. If you wait till March, you're going to have new growth everywhere.
Right.
And then there's really nowhere to prune because all that growth is going to be setting buds. Now you're going to cut it back and, then delaying the bloom till hot weather.
So
Not good.
So that's what I'm saying. There's really no harm in doing it now or in the next few weeks. But if you do wait too long,
Right.
then you can get some harm.
Now, some people, this is just debatable. When it comes to roses, everybody has their own way of growing roses, and they say that their ideas are the best. Some people do say that if you cut back in January and we have warm weather, the roses start to grow, and then it gets cold again, and they're going to be more susceptible to diseases because you got new foliage susceptible to rust and mildew and black spot. So they're saying if you wait till February, maybe
You're
mid-February,
safe no matter what.
when the weather begins to warm up, that then when the new growth starts, you'll have less disease.
Gotcha.
But if you have a lot of roses, you just can't wait that long because you'll never get them done.
Speaking of roses and disease, you, with all your roses, what do you do with your rose clippings? You just throw them down into a big pit somewhere on the property? Do you just...
And I put them in the recycle
you
bin.
put them in your green bin?
Yeah.
And just they take it away?
Right.
Because that is something people do need to consider, too, is that if they've had very big problems with disease on their roses and they don't do cutting and they leave all that mulch on the ground around the base of the plant,
All the dead leaves, you mean?
yeah, they're kind of perpetuating the problem, right?
Yeah, there are overwintering diseases that can stay on the leaves. So if you clean up, when you cut back, that's another reason to cut back too. You can pull off all the old leaves that are going to be harboring the diseases that are still on the plant.
Yeah.
So for hybrid teas, usually you cut back like, 12 to 18 inches. Knee high is a good way to measure, depending on how tall your knees are. But that's a good rule of thumb for pruning hybrid tea roses.
I just play it safe, and I just never prune.
Yeah, why not? Roses that grow in the wild, who prunes those roses? Cemetery roses, right, John? Hey, it's break time.
Is this the new hour break? Or?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to shut down?
We're going to shut down for a few minutes. Don't go away. Well, you can go away. Just remember, we're coming back. This is the end of hour number 1 for Biz Talk Radio. If you carry the second hour, we're coming back at 6 minutes after on your clock. For the rest of us here, Facebook Live, we're going to shut down for a few minutes, and then we will be back. So stay right there. This is Garden America.